Welcome back to Bazaar Morning Call. We have Deven Choksey of KRChoksey joining us now to tell us how to approach the markets and so many numbers to track. So let's take them one by one. Deven, good morning. I wanted your thoughts on autos because we've had a strong showing both from Maruti and TVS Motor. Of course, whether there's valuation headroom or not, that is debatable. But you tell me, what are the stocks that you like from the auto space post-earnings?
Yes, Anya, good morning. Well, certainly Maruti's number have been, I think, quite some relief number, as I would call it, as after, I think, many uncertain quarters in past, wherein even the margins were affected because of the issues pertaining to forex. In this particular quarter, fortunately, I think all the counts have remained positive. On the demand side, the situation has remained extremely convincing. They could deliver the vehicles, I think, which they booked. The premium range of vehicle were actually delivered. So that is again, I think, suggesting relatively better time ahead for the stability of the margin. And at the same time, I think no adverse impact of forex into the books in this particular quarter either, which is also giving a kind of a stable outlook going forward. As we see it, I think given the kind of pipeline demand that they have, I would rather like to believe that this fourth quarter also is likely to go relatively good, along with, I think, the third quarter. So the second half of the financial year for Maruti remains extremely strong and convincing. Whether I think the stock price will go up, I'm not too sure. But I think the inclination would be to stay with commercial vehicle as far as I think the preference in the auto is concerned, where I believe that the growth opportunity is going to be larger going forward in the financial year 23-24.
Okay, hi Deven, good morning. Deven, what about Pidilite? A top quality stock, great management, made a lot of wealth for investors over the longer term. But in the past quarter's numbers, there's a margin miss and the volume growth as well was lower than estimated. What's your view on that name?
Well, yes, I think the margin miss is also understood largely because of the fact that the doubled raw material cost, I think, which the company had to face in last 2 quarters. But I would like to believe that I think that is a past. Probably, I think whatever the high cost of material which they carried into inventory, probably I think that is out of the books. And probably in this particular quarter, the fourth quarter, you should see the margin returning to normalcy. Should that be the situation, I guess I think the relative of confidence in the margin side I think would remain high, particularly because of the stability in the raw material prices. The demand output remains, I think, always positive. I don't see too much of a problem. Maybe in one particular quarter, if some numbers have not come up, I think that should not be a cause for worry. It remains a quality stock as far as I think the business outlook is concerned. Maybe valuation has always been a challenge to buy into in a rising market. So maybe corrective prices, I think if the valuation comes down, it becomes a buy opportunity.
Deven, hi, good morning. Names like Axis, etc. What's your view? I mean, a lot of hullabaloo day before and yesterday morning about how the numbers are super. The stock was one of the top losers on the index. And some of the other large banks have also kind of suffered a similar fate. ICICI, of course, did a little better. HDFC Bank disappointed. Price action disappointed. Is this largely a function of foreign flows and when they will return for these stocks to do well? Because earnings-wise, things are pretty good.
Yes, Prashant, good morning. Absolutely, I think right on spot as far as I think this is concerned. Even yesterday also, if you see the gross selling done by the FIIs has been, I think, on a larger side. So from that perspective too, I guess I think some of the large cap heavy weight, I think, stocks into the portfolios, into the indices, I think are basically getting victimized because of the constant selling happening from their side. In fact, as we gather, the selling is likely to be more, but unfortunately, they don't find enough depth in the market. As a result of which, I think it's a constant, but I think gradual selling that they are doing in this market. Nothing wrong with the fundamentals of any of these banks. In fact, I think ICICI came up with a good set of numbers. Axis indeed came up with a very good set of numbers, particularly I think from the past quarters. I guess I think these numbers are far more satisfactory and convincing that yes, all the strategies that the bank has put on track, they are on track. So from that point of view too, I think I like both ICICI, Axis and HDFCs, I think from the investment perspective as well. Even the same is the story going in for Reliance. I think the market remains subdued in the end because of Reliance. I think the stock fell because the unloading of the portfolio is happening from that side. Nothing wrong with the fundamentals again. So yes, I think we'll have to wait and see till the time I think this particular selling gets over. But otherwise, for investors, I think this fall in the prices would be a buy opportunity. As I see it, I think these stocks have the potential to give 20% odd kind of a return in a full year with the fall in the prices that we are currently experiencing.
Okay, all right. Deven, request you to hang on. We have a management with us, a banking name that's joining in. And it was a strong quarter for UCO Bank with the best profit after tax in 29 quarters. The loan growth also looks robust and the bank has managed to bring down its slippages. So it was a good past quarter. But what's the way ahead? We're joined by Mr. Soma Shankara Prasad, the MD and CEO at UCO Bank. Hi,